Hey everyone, we're just gonna get right into it this time. More Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption, and the bosses that I'm sure I'm always going to fight at the end in the same order because I hate their sacrifices so much. Camberluce is at least fairly manageable, since the big threat here is not usually going to be running out of health so much as losing where you are on the platform and falling off into one of the ice holes or into the ocean that surrounds whatever arena we're fighting on. I don't think I've actually really explored the arena all that much to find out where the edges are. It's possible that it stretches a lot farther off to what is now camera left than I've given it credit for. But I expect that I'm probably going to be a little bit better with the timing of my rolls this time around. I've had some opportunities to watch what goes on, and if I can get him to stand still for a little while, that damage over time is, well, looking at it, it's actually pretty negligible. But I have discovered that when he does that spitting attack, that's the time when you want to attack him. Yeah, if you wait until he does the light ball and attempts to recharge his health, you can do a fair bit of damage there. You stun him in about the same way. But he'll stun himself just by spitting stuff at you. And here I am saying that running out of health isn't going to be a problem, and I'm using up most of my healing items right at the start of the fight. This is pretty bad. But I'm not sure you really want to get into war of attrition type stuff. You just kind of want to get this fight done with as quickly as you can. Like a lot of other bosses, every attack he does is a chance for you to completely screw up and position yourself incorrectly, mistime something and take about 10 cleaver attacks. And also, you do so little damage to this guy. I wasn't really paying attention to it before, when I was trying to use the Blades of Gluttony, but even the Greatsword doesn't do all that much to him. You really gotta wait for that spitting attack, I think. And the issue is, I don't know how to tell the difference between the wind-up for the spinning attack and just trying to eat you. If there even is a difference in the animations. And I could really see fighting this guy without the exhaustion on stamina loss. I don't think I could fight Yordo with the minimal healing that you get. That's really the big driver between the order in which I fight a lot of these bosses. As you can tell, I need a whole lot of healing. There is kind of a nice pattern where if you can get in the right position next to him, you can just have him spinning around forever. But you can't really exploit that. Now, if it were possible to get a hit in and still be in the same position, that might work well. Yeah, going for the attacks that exhaust you, better if you haven't yet fought Yordo. Definitely. But really, I don't think I'm doing too badly, even though I'm almost out of healing. He's still got a lot of fairly simple attack patterns left to do. And I'm dodging alright, mostly. I got out of the way of the butt stomp effectively, and maybe that's the difference, is that when he's going to do the spitting attack, he sucks in a lot of the ice blocks from around you. So we're nearly done. I might actually no-death this thing. think I may have stunned him out of his spinning animation, which would be unfortunate. But I get exhausted, and he makes the wrong choice of attacks to try to capitalize. It's mostly just a matter of remembering not to automatically hit the trigger when that prompt comes up. Hey, there's not even anybody to talk to. So we'll just go right on and see if I can take out Rhodes without dying too many times. I think at this point in the game is when you really start to notice the fact that you don't have those little bits of extra health bar racking up. I think before my health bar was almost where Adam is now, just kinda, I only had a fraction of it. But it was a much bigger fraction. I think my total actual health at this point in the game was probably about as much as the whole health bar is right now. But we'll deal with it. I am nothing if not persistent. After all, I have beaten at least a video game sometime in the past. And possibly even some under worse conditions than this. And you may notice I am going to be using the Greatsword a lot more from this point. I'm really beginning to appreciate the extra damage that it does compared to any of the other weapons. And especially when my attack power has just been decreased, I think it should make the fights go a bit faster, which is a big help. And also, again, practice for challenge mode, where I don't get to switch weapons between fighting the different bosses. Whatever 2 weapons I take in, those are the only ones that I'll have. So, if I can find a particular weapon that I don't need, especially if it's a sword and shield, then that might be for the best. Again, largely, I'm not taking more damage than the auto-healing can compensate for. Which, again, is why I'm always going to take on Angron last. I know players who are good at video games tend to take him on first, because if they don't get hit, then losing their defense and auto-healing is no penalty at all. At this point, I think you can actually go in for some attacks, you just can't stay next to him because he keeps doing damage over time. And I'm fortunate here that he charges right over to me when I was having trouble staying close. I was expecting another earth-shattering kaboom. Like that. And I guess my healing animation saved me that time. Well, if I dodged, it would have taken out those minions for me. But what was my death counter against this guy in the original playthrough? 9? I don't think I'm gonna die 9 times here. The other really nice thing about the Greatsword is it's got the extra reach. So when I fought him with the sword and shield, I had to be right in up against his leg to do any damage. And while charging the strong attack did give me a bit of distance on him, I think it's a lot easier just to be swinging this giant sword here and hoping to hit something with the pointy end. And also learning to time how to dodge those homing bullets. They're a real problem most of the time, but I think if you just go for one greatsword attack, then you're in perfect position to get out of the way before they hit you. And it also gives you options. So you could conceivably dodge toward him instead of away from him. Yeah, I'm not quite brave enough to go in while he's stunned in this mode. Nightmare Challenge, of course, I'm going to start going for those attacks while he's down. Here, I want to play it a little more defensively. Try and get that firebomb off while it's still going to do some extra damage, but I had a lot of dodging to do and let myself get exhausted again. Couple of good dodges, though, and I'm right back to square one. Let him take out the minions and get stuck in a very, very bad position. But at least if all the minions gather around me at once, that means he's going to take out most of them with his attacks, and I can quite safely go in and finish the fight. All I gotta do is get through these waves of energy that he's shooting at me to punish me for being far away. They don't make it easier for you to get close to you, you know. You know, you'd think he'd do some kind of a come-hither thing. Yeah, that time I forgot to anticipate the second attack, but we're pretty much done here. You know, had I not survived that attack, that would have been okay, because that counts as not doing the redemption. But I'm glad I survived anyway. I needed to be a conscious choice. I need to actually kill the enemies that I'm fighting. Symbolically. And also physically. So yeah, it's just Angron and Adam left. And at the rate I'm going, I should be able to take care of both of them in the next video. So join me for the other ending of this game next time.